I'm Ricky Myers and I'm your outdoor instructor, and today we are going to be doing an awesome mountain bike review. I'm going to be reviewing the Trek full suspension Remedy 8 versus the Trek Hardtail 3900, and it's from one extreme to the next. One bike is $4,000, the other one is $500, and we're going to compare the differences. You're going to want to watch this video all the way through because you're going to find my opinion and the difference is very interesting between the two bikes. So watch all the way through, hit that like button, and let's get down to it. Here we go. This is the Trek Remedy 8. Look at this machine. We've got full gearing in the back. We've got a nice simple one sprocket in the front. So you're only switching gears right here at the handle. It's not on both sides. This one right here is for the drop seat, and we're going to show you how that works in a minute. This is the Trek Remedy 8. Look at this beautiful bike here. This is a real beauty, and if not the top of the line trail riding bike. Look at this machine. Disc brakes, heavy duty metal pedals, and this is a beauty. And we're going to move right over to the Trek 3900. This is a hardtail bike. Now you can see it's a hardtail because it doesn't have that shock in the middle. It's also got 3 sprocket gearing in the front, and then it's got disc brakes. So you're gonna be switching gears here on both sides. But this is a really nice hardtail bike, and it's a very heavy duty hardtail bike. No shock in the middle. We're gonna move over to this amazing Trek Remedy 8. This is a full suspension bike with that shock in the middle because the bike is gonna flex. Okay, let's talk about this Trek 3900 hardtail. Now this is a $500 and under bike, and this is a really heavy duty bike. This isn't like going to one of your stores like Walmart or Target and buying a hardtail. You will destroy that bike on the trail. You can watch a ton of videos out there that guys go out and they ride your regular hardtail bikes that you get from Target or Walmart, and they do funny videos how they take them out on the trail and just destroy those bikes. So this one, although it's a relatively inexpensive bike, it's a very heavy duty bike. Now I went over routes, the most rugged of trails, and the frame stays intact. The only thing that eventually goes is the disc brakes, small components like that you can easily replace. This has 26-inch wheels. It's the smallest wheels you can get right now on a mountain bike. They're 26-inch wheels. Now, these smaller wheels maneuver very easy. When you're going around turns, they can turn really quick. This is also a very super fast bike, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. So this is your hardtail Trek 3900 mountain bike for under $500, and it's a very heavy duty bike. I've also entered races in this bike, and I've won with this bike against people with very expensive bikes. This is now your Trek Remedy 8, and you can see this is a heavy duty full suspension bike. Now this has the drop seat. You press this button here, it goes down to get on. You get on the bike just like this, and then when you're riding you want to lift up and the seat goes up. Remember, when you're adjusting that seat, you want your legs, so when it's fully extended there's just a slight bend in your leg. Okay, so that's what you want to do when you access. You'll get full extension that way. When you get off the bike, you just sit on it, press down, it sinks, you're off. Quite the amazing feature on this bike. You do not want to have your legs any shorter. If that seat was this low and you're flat-footed, this is your full extension with your leg bent like this. You will burn out your legs almost immediately, and you're going to be going down the trail wondering why you're so tired and why your legs are burning out and why it's so hard to bike. So when you go up, when you're in full suspension and you got the full extension, you're going to know when you're riding you've got more of an extension, it's easier to bike, and you're going to notice the difference. So that's a really big deal right there. So what's the difference between these two bikes? So let's pretend if you could clone my body and my ability, and I were to go up against myself riding this bike and that bike. What are the big differences? This one is not a full suspension bike. That one is a full suspension bike. This one has the drop seat. This one does not. I put this seat on it. It's got a little shock in it so you can press down, but that is not a drop seat. One is full suspension, one is not. This bike here, if I were to race that one, I would beat that one. This is a very fast bike, and from my experience, I've entered some races with this bike and I've destroyed some people with some very expensive full suspension bikes. I'll tell you a quick story. I went into a race before riding my full suspension Trek EX8, and it was a little slow off the start. I said, why don't I bring this bike into the next race? And I did, and I blew people out of the water, out of the gate with this bike, and I'm going to show you that clip right now. So this is a great bike right here, and it's very fast. This bike here, $500 versus $4,000. This bike right here is a faster bike, but this bike being full suspension would absolutely destroy this bike going over a technical course. On a straightaway, this bike would win. If I were to ride this bike and race myself through an off-road terrain, I would absolutely destroy that bike right there. So there's a give and take with each. So you have quite the difference here. You have one that would just absolutely kill this one on a technical course, and this one would beat that one on a fast straightaway if we were to clone my exact same ability. What should you do when you start out mountain biking? You should start with the hardtail. Take it slow, get your ability up. It's more inexpensive. Even though it's more inexpensive doesn't mean it's a bad bike. You're mainly going to do trail riding, so you're going to notice a world of a difference when you move up into the full suspension bike. The full suspension bike is going to run smoothly, and it's going to make a world of difference going trail riding over any bumps, roots, jumps, you name it. This is going to be a harder bike to do. You're really going to have to get your technique down to lift up over roots and bumps and kind of glide over them, because the seat is going to make for a rougher ride, that's for sure. I've been mountain biking for over 10 years and mountain biking consistently, and I've picked up a lot of great tips and tricks along the way, so you can learn a lot from watching my channel. If you like mountain biking, hiking, fishing, cooking, and camping, I incorporate all those into one. If you like one or the other, you're going to get some great tips. If you don't like fishing, you'll get some great tips on biking and vice versa. So if you like the outdoors and doing these activities, be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button. It really helps out the channel, and you're going to get some great tips here. So we'll see you next time on the next mountain biking review.